Hi, this is Alison Normore. I'm reading to you from my book, Return to Pangaea. A new door opens. Finding another place to live is a priority. Recognizing the importance of a home of my own to my well-being and work, I began searching. Over a couple of weeks, a realtor helps me find a perfect place. It is a newer townhouse that is closer to both my workplaces. While there is no window box, it comes with a garage, jacuzzi, and built-in cat doors. It is more luxurious than I hoped for and is a good sign that things are about to shift. The number on the house, 244, is the day and month of my sister's birthday, another good sign. It is spacious and bright with a small, empty backyard ready for my green thumb. There is only one wrinkle. We can't move in until August, 4 months away. I wonder how the cats and I will manage till then, but there's no choice but to trust that we will. During the worst of those months of stressful transition, I'm inexplicably reassured at night by the sight of the moon. In the dark winter nights as I drive to and from my temporary home, the moon looms large in the sky behind the hill. From the wide window at the head of my bed, her bright face beams directly into the room, and I fall asleep comforted by her presence. On a full moon, days before attending my first workshop on shamanism, a dream speaks to me of a happy homecoming. Whales often show up in my dreams, and when they do, I feel inordinately blessed. Unknown to me then is the belief of indigenous peoples that whales and dolphins are our star ancestors, here to help us remember our soul origins and destiny. My journal, May 5th, 2004, reads, I'm on a big ship, a passenger ferry, arriving at Port aux Basques, Newfoundland. The ship begins to toss. I look out the window to see tall waves and whales lined up as if to greet the ship. Then we are docking. Everyone is surprised. We didn't realize we were so close to shore. The dream foretold a life-changing event on the horizon that I did not see. Receiving clear guidance from the invisible realms, the 3 times rule, I sign up for a workshop on shamanism with Alberto Vallado, founder of the 4 Winds Society, an organization that trains Western shamanic practitioners. Many doors have closed in the previous year, but that day a window opens. Alberto shares his own story of coming from academia to ancient wisdom traditions and leads us in basic exercises in energy sensing and journeying. Journeying involves a guided meditation to retrieve information from the collective unconscious called the underworld by indigenous cultures. First, we journey for ourselves and then for someone in the room who we don't know. The specific details I receive for the man sitting nearby, as unlikely and far-fetched as they seem to me, are uncannily right for him. This blows my mind. How could I have known those details? What part of me knew? I learned that shamans are those in traditional societies who bridge the worlds of matter and spirit, those who know how to navigate the spiritual realms on behalf of their village. As I listened to Alberto talk that day, a knowing comes from somewhere deep inside me that everything in my life, and perhaps beyond, prepared me to be there that day. The window becomes a door, and underneath my racing thoughts is a quiet, still voice telling me this is the next step on my path. Despite the doubts and fears that are arising, and 2 more moves yet ahead of me, 3 months later, I attend my first training intensive with the Light Body School of Energy Medicine in Park City, Utah. The group of almost 80 people are intimidating, yet strangely reassuring. From the beginning, I'm fascinated and excited by the shamanic cosmology that is inclusive of the feminine aspects of divinity and acknowledges the sacredness of the natural world. Although so much of this work is new, it is also known in a deep place of memory. Many of the classmates I work with that week also feel oddly familiar, like we've known one another before. During that first week-long training, there are a couple of defining moments when the realization hits me that this new path requires a commitment to which there is no turning back. I know my life is going to radically change, and I panic. My heart begins to race, my chest and head constrict, and my vision starts to darken. I imagine running out of the room, down the street to my hotel, grabbing my suitcase, and heading home. It takes a huge effort to resist this urge. What stops me is the gripping effect of my physical symptoms and a reluctance to draw attention to myself. Fortunately, those terrifying moments pass, and by the last day, and for the first time in my life, I feel like I belong. While I feel trepidation about the road ahead, knowing there is a lot to learn, I also feel excited for the possibilities. In this work, I can be truly and fully myself. The sense of kinship with my teachers and classmates is like nothing I've ever known. These are people I can relate to, who truly see me and with whom I feel accepted and understood. Heightened awareness and emotional sensitivity, strong intuition, qualities that up to then had often made me feel awkward and out of place, are skills that serve me well. In fact, are invaluable in this work. Years later, I learned that I fit the profile of a highly sensitive person. Approximately 1 in 5 people have extra sensitive nervous systems and process sensory information in a deeper, more reflective way than others. For now, the shamanic worldview gives meaning and relevance to all my experience and ways of knowing. Looking back, it is clear I've been preparing for this leap. I've been taking training in alternative trauma treatment and energy medicine modalities that are gaining acceptance in the clinical field as the limitations of conventional psychotherapy are becoming evident. In spite of the several brief encounters with shamanism before, I have no real sense of what lies before me. It still feels edgy and mysterious. The idea is strange and improbable, yet compelling. Shamanism is a path of direct revelation. My new teachers will share processes and practices. My work is to cultivate relationships with my spiritual allies and helpers and learn to trust my own experience. I'm now ready for the teachers who can help me bridge the literal, physical, and mental world and the spiritual, energetic, and mythic realms of indigenous cosmology. I dive in. Indigenous teachings are often organized in the framework of a wheel that sets out the 4 cardinal directions plus heaven and earth. It defines what I come to understand as the energetic field of creation. At one level, the medicine wheel is a map for the human journey through life. And another, it describes our collective mythic spiritual reality. I learned that the forces of creation have their counterparts in physics, biology, and other scientific fields of study. The gap between science and mysticism grows narrower. My journey through the medicine wheel curriculum begins with intensity and gains momentum. During the next 6 months, I complete 3 more classes and take a trip to Peru. Over the next year and a half, I complete the 4 directions of the medicine wheel and other courses for certification as an energy medicine practitioner with the Light Body School. It is a period of intense learning, exploring the landscapes of the spiritual worlds as my dream time intensifies and my journey work spills into everyday life. Within 6 months, my world has shifted dramatically. My new home gives me the space and solitude needed for the work. Life takes on a new rhythm, revolving around the lunar calendar. Having known of the moon cycles and their role in ritual, I'm now encouraged to have fire ceremonies at the full moon. I'm delving into the metaphysical side of nature. In many traditions, the moon holds the energy of the feminine, and through her dark cycles, the energy of the unconscious. Known to earlier peoples as the moon goddess, the moon rules the movement of all water on earth, the tides and saps of plants, trees, and creatures, carrying life-sustaining and regenerating fluids. As the turner of tides, the moon also affects the ebb and flow of emotions that inform the feeling, intuitive, and creative aspects of our being. I learn moon people do a lot of work at night during the dream time. It is early days yet, but I suspect I'm a moon person.